hello to all the athletes out there. My name is Tauni at Yoga 413, and I have a class today designed just for you. It is a stretching routine that's going to help with your flexibility and your mobility in your joints, hopefully to make you a better athlete and prevent some injuries along the way. So the only thing you're going to need is a mat. If you love this video, be sure and let me know by hitting that like button and consider sharing it with a friend. Take a seat onto your mat and let's get started. Okay, so we're going to begin our class in a seated position, just with legs crossed. For some of you who have really, really tight hips, you might want to elevate onto a block or a blanket if just sitting like this is uncomfortable. But come into your comfortable seated seat, legs crossed, reach the arms up to lengthen that spine, and then I just want you to start to hinge forward any amount. And in this class, I just encourage you to take nice, long, deep breaths. And to just what I call find your edge. Find that place where you feel a stretch, but it's not so intense that you're just reacting just to get out of it. So just find that stretch, your edge. Long, deep breaths. And then just start to walk it back in. We're going to do that same thing. I just want you to put the other leg in front. Again, sit up tall. And then you're going to come forward any amount using those hands for support. Just trying to relax into the hips, start to open up the back, particularly that low back, and just breathe. Good. Let's walk it back in. And now we're just going to turn and we're going to go to our first downward facing dog. So you want your hands shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance apart. Press your hips up and back. And I want you to just alternate, slowly bending the knees. You're going to start to pedal out your feet. And in down dog, you want to be sure your fingers are spread pretty wide and you're putting weight into your fingers. That will release some of that stress. We don't want to stress our wrist. Good. Now hold here. And if you, even if this is too intense, you can always keep those knees slightly bent. I want you to focus here on lengthening the spine. And then try to just relax into your heels. They do not have to touch the mat. Do not worry about that. Just find a stretch. Hold and breathe. You may find as we hold these stretches that maybe a few breaths in, maybe you can release a little deeper. You find a little bit more space as you just start to relax and settle into the stretch. Good. Now we're going to drop our knees to the mat, but I want you to keep your toes down into the mat. So the balls of the feet. You're going to start to walk back. See if you can take your hips anywhere near your heels. Go ahead and come on up. This is a great stretch. Excuse me. This is a great stretch for the bottoms of the feet, as well as some of you might be feeling it here in your quads. Reach the arms up. We're going to take it to a tricep stretch while we're here. Taking that right hand to the center of the back. Gently pulling on that elbow. Try to relax. I know just speaking for myself, I can't hang here too long. That stretch for my feet, I really feel that. Good. Just try to breathe through it. One more breath. Good. And come up. I'm going to give you just a little bit of a break. Just come up. Woo, I need to relax my feet. All right. Take the balls of the feet back into that mat. See if you can sit it back down. Reach it up. Take that left hand to the center of the back. Nice stretch here for the triceps. So I'm going to do my best to get everything in and really stretch you out well. Good. Okay, one more breath. You're almost there. And come up. Let's release those feet. Take the tops of the feet into the mat. Sit it back. And then come up. Let's do that one more time, just using your hands for support. Sit it back. And come up. We're going to take our knees wide, and we're going to go into a child's pose. I'm going to bring you into an extended child's pose. So I want you to reach those arms forward. Your hips are back. Again, lengthening through the back. Now, I want you to see is as you're reaching forward, fingers are spread wide, can you press into your hands and see if you can get the wrist and elbows off the mat? So you're going to really start to feel this stretch maybe into the chest, the shoulders. Good. And again, just focus on that breath and breathe. And come up. So I'm going to bring you into what's called a puppy dog pose. If this is too intense, too much for you, you're going to repeat extended child's pose. But if you're going to try it, I want you to bring your knees hip distance apart. You're on all fours. Your hips are over your knees. Start to walk the hands forward. And you are going to see if you can lower your chest towards the mat. Great stretch here for the chest, the shoulders, really helping with the flexibility here in your spine. It's all right if you can't lower all the way, just breathe. Keep lengthening those arms, hips are up. Be real careful as you come out. Start to just draw in those belly muscles, walk the hands back in, and sit it back onto those hips again. This time the tops of the feet are onto the mat. Just reach your right arm across. So just starting to take it into the shoulders a little bit more. And to the other side. All right, so now we're going to stick with the shoulders and the pecs, the chest. I want you to come on down and lay onto your belly onto your mat. You're going to take your right hand or right arm straight out from that shoulder. The palm is down into the floor. Bend your left knee. You can use your left hand for support. You're going to start to roll onto that right side. Be slow, be careful. That is there for support. Hand is there for support. This is a great stretch here for the pecs and the front of that shoulder. If you do lots of push-ups, especially like I do, this area really gets tight. You'll start to find your shoulders will start to round forward. We're going to combat that. All right, we're going to try that on this other side. So to slowly come out of that, rolling back onto the belly. That left arm comes straight out, palm down. Right knee bends, and gently start to roll to that left side. Good, let's come back onto our belly. We're going to press back up and go right to downward facing dog. Pedal out those feet again. And then just hold down dog. Just keep lengthening all down the back side of that body. The chest is gently pressing back towards those thighs. So now we're going to lift our right leg up, just work a little balance here. Just take a stretch, point the toe, lift that leg, then step that right foot forward in between the hands. We're going to come into a runner's lunge. So you want to be sure knee is over ankle, up onto those fingertips, press back through that back heel. I want you to just start to open up here, the hip flexors and the quad. Holding. So you want to keep pressing back through that heel. Let's see if we can go into a twist. Take that right hand up. And you could always drop that back knee to the mat. We'll be doing that shortly, but I'm just trying to keep you pressing through that heel. It's a nice active stretch here. Let's bring that hand down. Now we're going to drop that knee to the mat. Walk the hands up above that knee. And I want you to just try to relax that hip down and forward. So you're looking for a diagonal from knee to knee here. So just keep relaxing, drawing that forward. So you're welcome to stay here. I'm going to go ahead and bring my arms up. You can interlace the hands, keeping that except the index fingers. And then I want you to just lean over to that right side. Again, this is just an option. You can always keep the hands down above that knee. Let's bring it back up. Hands come down. Step back to downward facing dog. Take a moment here to move. Notice difference between right and left sides. And then let's lift that right leg up. Just take that nice stretch, lengthen it out, and then step that left foot forward, coming into that runner's lunge. Knee over ankle. So I did not have you get out any props. I'm thinking if you're an athlete, you probably don't have yoga blocks around, but you could even use dumbbells here. If you can't comfortably reach the floor, put some dumbbells by your side to help prop you up. Always an option. Keep pressing back through that heel. And now we're going to add that twist so that left hand comes up. Keep that back leg active. Bring it down, drop that back knee, come up, hands above that knee, find that stretch first. Just relax into the hip flexors, into the top of that thigh. Choose to stay, or arms come up, lean it over to the left, really opening up that right side. Good. Bring it up, bring the hands down. Let's do one more down dog. Again, just to move around here, pedal out your feet. And then we're just going to come forward, and I want you to just take a seat onto your mat. We're going to take that right leg out. You're going to bring the left foot near the inner thigh. You can take your hands behind you for support, and I just want you to start to lift and lower that knee. So we're just going to see how that hip mobility is. Just checking it out before we stretch. So just do this a few times. Loosen it all up. It might pop if you just heard that. Take that foot now to the inner thigh. Sit up tall. Reach and extend over, getting into the hamstrings. Again, I don't want you to fall. You can get into the stretch. I just want you to feel it. And I want you to lengthen out of that low back. Relax. Come into that hamstring stretch. Good. Go ahead and bring it up. Now I want you to bend the leg back. Now, you know your body. Be mindful of your knee. If this bothers you, then just don't do it. It's fine, all right? So, but I'm going to bring you here, and we're going to work again on that hip mobility. I want you to see if you can just lift and lower that knee. So the outer edge of the foot to the foot. Don't worry if you can't come up all the way. Just want you moving it around. Just working through that joint. Let's do that one more time. Good. Now bring that foot in, and we're going to go into a quad stretch. So for some of you, again, you might stay right here, and there is no such thing as a knee stretch. I want you to feel this in your quads. So you can lay it back, lean it back. You can take it to your forearms. Some of you might go all the way flat. If this just is not accessible to you, it's not working for your body, I want you to come to one side and see if you can just reach for the ankle and foot and do the stretch from here. Again, so that's just an option. I'm going to stay here for just a few more breaths. Sorry, I've been doing lots of talking that first time through. All right, and then let's bring it up. Whatever stretch you're in, extend that leg, shake it out. Might notice the difference there between the right and left. All right, so now we're going to pull that right foot in on the outer edge of that foot and start to just lift and lower a few times. Seeing how this hip is feeling with that. Let's do just one more. Then take that foot to the inner thigh, relax that knee down, sit it up tall, and extend into that stretch for the hamstring. All right, walk it back. Okay, same thing. We're going to bend back. Your foot is flexed, and you're just going to start to lift and lower that knee. Seeing how this hip is feeling on this side. That mobility, just working through your range of motion. We're all going to be different. All right, let's do that one more time. Now we're going to pull the foot in. And again, find that stretch. Different side of the body. This side might feel too different, too intense. So make your choice. Again, be mindful of that knee. No knee pain. This is a quad stretch. Take it to where you feel it. That might be all the way flat for some of you. And again, if it's not accessible, it just bothers you too much, roll to your side, pull that foot back for your quad stretch. Let's start to come out of that. Shake out those legs. Let's reach it up. Extend over both for one seated fold. Lengthen that spine, lengthen out of your low back. And then exhale, relax. Just find that edge. Try to find some stillness. We're going to start to roll it down nice and slow, coming onto our back. want you to hug those knees into the chest. We're going to cross our right ankle above the left knee, reach through the legs, and gently pull that thigh down, keeping that knee wide. Great stretch here for your hip. Let's release, switch sides, flexing that left foot, place it above the right knee, reach through the leg, gently pull that leg down. Some of you might even be able to reach up onto your shin and pull down. A little bit more intense stretch, do what works for you. Just try to relax those shoulders down onto the mat. And if you can't relax your shoulders down on the mat, here's a tip. You could use a towel, hold both sides of the towel and pull down on that towel to bring the leg closer to you. Good. Let's release, take the feet to the edges of the mat, hands behind the head, and just gently drop side to side. Just some gentle twisting here. Good. Let's roll to one side. Come up to have a seat on your mat. You did amazing. Hopefully you feel a little bit looser, less tight after that workout. So again, thank you for joining me for class. If you love it, don't forget to hit that like button. Have a great day.